If you think he did all that growing up by himself, yeah, right. You're looking at the powerful force that was right by his side. She's never judged. That might be the best thing about Jen. I could always be my authentic self around her because she defaults to seeing the good in everyone. And she's so conscious about being positive in the way she speaks of others. This is the magic of Jenny. And having met her family present here today, I can say Mike is clearly left out. Now he has two loving families that he's a part of. Mike. One thing that always struck me about Mike is how obsessive and driven he could be. On the basketball court, in competitive online games, in fixing his home computer. I'm just really glad it finally went towards a productive actual job. God knows we weren't making it to the NBA or forming a championship esports team. Being there as Mike's close friend, one of them, through these incredible years of growth, has been a great honor and privilege. We really did grow up together. Watching him persevere and become the person today makes me undeniably proud to have him in my life. He's not only a dear friend, but a brother. Mike has been there for me through so many of life's challenges, and now together with Jenny, that support and love they provide has only grown stronger. From misfired charcoal beach barbecues to bad breakups, from quarter-life crises to the midlife ones. From house moves to family health scares, Mike and Jenny have always been there to lend a helpful hand, a patient ear, a no questions asked place to stay, and more crying out of breath laughs than I can remember. So, Mike and Jenny both shared some of their thoughts of one another with me separately. And what struck me most about them was their deep understanding of one another. How they both just knew that there was something really special as soon as they started dating. This is a union born out of a sturdy friendship, which was and always will be the foundation underpinning your relationship. It's really hot. No, I'm good. I'm just gonna stand up here and just do this. The mutual. Do you actually?
Yeah.
I can come fan you for a while.
Dad.
Like foundation, maybe.
Do you want me to video the whole thing? You want me to video the whole thing? Okay.
For your unending helpful hand.
We always need two tissues.
All right.
We actually only blow it those two tissues.
Yes, sure. You always do two tissues. It's a really great thing.
3-ply only.
3-ply only, but still two tissues. 2-ply, 3-ply, same thing. We're just talking about Jenny and Mike's lifelong friendship here, and I gotta say the mutual signals came really early. All the way back to their first Christmas together in Alberta, where family, food, and simple happy days were the focus. It was so obvious that they valued the same important things in life. And after that first holiday season, it was already a done deal. They had gone through this single phase of life together. They just went through that. And since then, they've joined together for every single phase. Dating, marriage, and now parenthood. Now, Jenny describes Mike as a generous friend, a patient partner, and a strong dad. She describes his work ethic as relentless. We all suspect that he's been, not secretly, logging hours at work this past week. It's just part of who he is, and something Jenny really respects, even though she rightfully reminds him to find balance. We know you'll get there, buddy. The search for balance has led him to other passions too, like cooking. As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, Mr. and Mrs. Liu. It's hard to believe that he started with kimchi ramen. Jenny has seen Mike, who's instant noodle Mike actually, become homemade cacio e pepe Mike. What he does at an incredibly high level is food. It's a love language that they share. It's an everyday, priceless aspect that Jenny loves about Mike. Whether it's his signature pasta dishes or the way he saves Jenny the last bite of tasty meals, fruit, or dessert, good food is a love language that always helps to uplift the home, on good days and bad. With that determined, obsessive energy that Mike applies to his life, as a chef and in tech sales, it turns out, you might think that his intensity translates into being the frustrated one in times of marriage too, right? There's frustration in marriage. It's here that you see the nature of their match, because even through those tough times, Jenny really values the fact that he never gets mad. The most she hears is the stern, disapproving tone. I'm pretty sure some of us have been there on the receiving end of Mike being mad, so that's how we know that he loves you, Jenny. When I asked Mike to describe his relationship with Jenny, he replied with one simple word: fulfilling. All the time, and the little things she does every day, The special moments, like booking a hard-to-get restaurant reservation on his birthday. Mike notices how effortless and ingrained her warm nature extends into their lives. This is obvious in the way that she cares for Mike, and now with Theo. When he had to take a work trip most recently, Jenny didn't even hesitate, told him to go enjoy, to go take that time he so welcomely deserved. And she took care of Theo for 4 days by herself. It's her big heart that led her to take the lead first by telling Mike that she loves him, actually. And the reason why Mike knew that when he said it back to Jenny, he meant it. He'd never said it before to anyone else. He felt so strongly about the bond that they had formed and the pull of that love from Jenny. Remember, she's someone who knew Mike back in the instant noodle days, right? It's just that she could see and understand his nature and the person he was working hard to be. She never judged instant noodle Mike or growing up Mike. It's that very same positivity that has created a depth and glow in their home, and the abundance of love that Theo now enjoys. It's no wonder that they both have a shared dream of exploring the world and spending time somewhere warm and sunny. It's just the perfect reflection of Jenny's spirit. Mike, Jenny, what you've accomplished to get to this moment is no small feat. You've seen one another actually through so many of life's phases. Your friendship that started so many years ago transformed so naturally into this moment right now. And we're so happy to be here, all of us, to support you as you continue together onward. We've seen you build a life together, overcome challenges together, become mom and dad together. Your rock-solid foundation has not only helped you cultivate a loving home, but also a loving community. You've brought 2